This is Zen Scrolls Through Gates in Time. This is chapter 4, The Ferryman becomes darn horrified. The recap of chapter 1 is partway across the river. The monk asks, seemingly innocently enough, "Can you die like an enlightened Zen monk?" Shujin recoiled inwardly and answered in a brusque manner, "Of course I can." The monk stood up, then rejoined, "Then show me," whereupon he crumpled down, stone dead. This picture will explain later. Shujin knew death when he saw it. He'd seen it come and go in its many forms: the quick heart attack death of spring, the slow lingering cancer death of summer, the colorful homicidal death of autumn, the sudden suicide death of winter. But the monk, the way he died, Shujin couldn't find no reason to relate to. This was a death to fear, yet to wonder about. Yes, how else should a Zen monk die but in one creating fear, yet leaving one in wonder, admiration, confusion at the same time, leaving the witness confused. Shujin became horrified when he looked through the monk's belongings with one hand. The other hand manned the tiller. The papers the monk carried bore the emperor's royal seal. This meant the monk was one of the emperor's inner circle, probably one of his chief advisors. The death boded nothing but trouble. How was Shujin going to explain the strange demise? If he told the truth, no one would believe such an outlandish tale. If he lied, he surely would be tortured until death finally freed him. Halfway across the river, an intelligent solution finally broke through the quagmire of his dilemma. Dump the body overboard. The current would carry the corpse downriver. It would float over the waterfall and, with any luck, get caught in the rocks below. If not, the battered carcass might eventually drift down to the ocean. Now that he thought more about it, the more the idea appealed. Unfortunately, he also realized he was past the point where he could dispose of the deceased. Doing so now, eddies might cause it to get hung up in the approaching shore. Shujin swore, "Rotten ghost! Can't you die like a proper monk?" He would have to carry the body to his home beside the river, then hide it until dusk the next morning. Luckily, no one awaited on shore. Shujin was able to collect the reeds to cover the body to stop any unwanted odors before wrapping the cadaver in the coarse hemp cloth bags and tying ropes securely over the resulting structure. Once done, his suntanned, stocky body raised a stiff form across his left shoulder with little effort and tramped home. Lifting a few of the floorboards and lowering it down beside the pillars above the damp ground beside the riverbank, he muttered, "Nobody looks here. He can rest on the wet earth until morning." The ferryman returned to his ferry boat to wait out the rest of the day. 2 uneventful trips more. Second took him home near sunset, just comfortably in time to check the rigging before he made the short trip home. Bedtime found Shujin restless. He kept on thinking he heard noises from down below the floorboards. Each time he checked, nothing. He finally fell asleep, thinking to himself, who could possibly want to look down there anyway at this time of night? The ferryman's internal alarm clock went off earlier than normal. Usually it went off just as the dim, early light of dusk hit him. This time it went off a half an hour early. Good, he thought to himself. We'll be able to use the extra time to get the body onto the raft and into the part of the river where it will flow freely to the waterfall. Lifting the floorboards and reaching down, he grabbed the rope and pulled upwards. Something was horribly wrong. The structure of weeds and cloth, secured by a rope, felt far too loose, too tight, too light. Shujin quickly threw it on the floor, felt past the stems, then past the burlap coverings. No body. Panicking, he tore the makeshift construction apart only to find one straw, water-sodden sandal. Panicking and horrified by the discovery, and now a near-sweating mere man sat on the ground and quietly leapt. With a royal advisor monk gone after some time, the emperor would send scouts. Shujin's fate was assuredly sealed.